Oh, I need my headphones on, don't I? Because, yeah, I need to focus. It's important, Bim. Bluetooth connected. Is it weird to want to record your voice for like all your devices? Like Bluetooth connected. I want my voice to be that. And then same thing with my GPS for my car. I just want it to be like, turn left.
God damn it, I was muted. There's an app called Waze that I use that has a bunch of... Hang on, let me just check out.
Oh yeah, they had I used that, and they had the what's the fucking guy from S.H.I.E.L.D., the Marvel guy?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Agent Coulson. Could have been him. Or Nick Fury.
Yeah. Well, I know
Jackson.
that how did I forget Samuel L. Jackson,
man, come on.
And I referred to him as the Marvel guy, which is even worse. But yeah, that's what I meant.
Sam Jackson.
He's that guy.
Yeah. And then there's there was some guy from Five Nights at Freddy's. The phone guy was doing it. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of people, which is real nice.
Yeah, dude, I would use that.
Yeah.
They should still let you customize it though.
They you know what? They should let you voice just record it all yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'd do it. Dr. Puzzler.
Dr. Puzzler, the absolute goat. Kira, the goat. Elevate benefit.
Everybody can't be the goat. Like,
Listen,
obviously
Tim.
those people are the goats, but like everybody can't be the goat. I'm just saying.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
So we gotta we gotta earn their goat status. I mean, those people definitely did, because they're the first people here. They're the stream regulars, But you can't just keep giving out goat status.
Afternoon, Jude, the writer. Turn left in about -5 meters. Listen, chat, would you want Tim to voice your GPS? Would you trust it?
That'd be... okay. I was gonna say no, that'd be weird for them, but I think it's weirder for me to want my own voice.
I think it is weirder for you to want your own voice.
That's pretty weird.
That's
Bim is the goat.
Bim is the goat.
He's about as tall as
IMO, Dr. Puzzler, the goat of all time. Not just the goat, but the goat of all time. The goat oat. Dr. Puzzler.
You can't be... Okay, you're just making stuff up now.
Hey,
that's not a goat oat. I drink oat milk. Does that make me...
I drink oat milk as well.
Oh, look at us, oat milk buddies.
Oat milk. Let's go. Let's go.
In a thick Cajun accent. I'm not gonna get...
Godot. The Godot. Love that.
Godot. You know what? That's not bad. I'd be the Godot.
The unit goat. The ungoat. Hello, Eric. How you doing? How's everybody doing today?
He said hello, not hello.
Sorry, my bad. I was saying
there's like 7 O's.
Hello.
Respond to it appropriately.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh.
All right. Should we pop this in early? Should we wait a few minutes?
We can wait a few minutes.
All right. Mihail, you have to help me with the pronunciation of your name.
Mihail George.
Is that it? Mihail George. Sounds like it could be right. I don't know. I'm not a pronunciation master either, so.
Tim just says everything in an American accent. Hopes for the best.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's just a Hulk Hogan. That's not even like a.
Mihail. Yeah, we got it. Mihail.
Okay. Okay, cool. Perfect.
George is fair enough. Mihail George.
Do you know when I started streaming, that used to be like, I was so scared of pronouncing people's names wrong.
Really?
It's like, I was like, because I didn't want to offend anybody. I didn't want like, I don't know. I and then like they can't really, there's a delay too, so they can't really talk back. And then they have to describe to you how to pronounce it via text, which is not actually, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
Then just back and forth, and like it's just like it was hard for me.
I can imagine. All right, we going?
Let's get going.
I can learn it without tutorials like I did all my other game engines. Boys and girls in the chat, we got some interesting news. Coming up. I don't know if any of you all are fans of Halo. But Tim, did you hear the big Halo news recently?
I glanced at it, but I don't know all the implications of it. We could talk about it, I guess.
We should find out together.
Yeah, let's get started. Whoever called me Hulk Hogan is getting banned, though.
Guys, I told you Tim was like queso.
What do you mean like queso? What is that?
Everybody. That's his thing. Have you seen any queso clips?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cheese dip, bro.
The cheese dip? No.
Queso. That's what I know queso as.
Queso, he's a streamer who looks a lot like you. His whole gimmick is banning people who call him insults in chat.
Oh. Well, I'm not like that at all. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's get this started.
Do you think Tim looks like a
hello world?
One by one Lego?
Go ahead,
brick?
Bim.
One by one. Brick?
What is that supposed to mean?
I just
using a 1 by. I feel like I'm a 1x4 Lego brick.
You think you're a 1x4?
Yeah, I'm pretty tall.
Could be.
I'm pretty tall. Hello world, my name is Tim Ruswick. I'm with Bim Buswick. We're gonna do a community live stream. I have a hurricane coming in a couple hours, and I have a very sore throat that hurts quite a bit, but we're gonna try to get through the stream. I'm gonna drink some ice water, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna talk about some cool stuff, some game dev stuff, some life stuff. It's gonna get windy and squirrely. If the water level gets up to my neck, I gotta go. But other than that,
we'll keep it going.
We should be good.
Guys, chat, if a car flies through his window behind him, let him know. Okay? He may not know.
Keep an eye on it. It's going to get squirrely.
If his baby starts floating around in a circle behind him, let him know.
No, my baby's safe. Although, I have a second baby now. This horrific ass thing that I bought. Okay.
I didn't know you were selling merch of yourself. What's going on?
No. So I bought this from AliExpress for like $16, okay? It took 6 weeks to get shipped to me. And I hid it in my wife's closet for like a week and a half. And I was so excited it was going to scare the shit out of her. I got really impatient because she didn't even see it.
Oh, my God.
I put it under her bed sheets, and then I got really excited, or under like the covers, and I got really excited when she was coming, and she takes her glasses off first and then pulls the cover off. So she's like, what is that thing? Just moved it out of the way. And it was dude, it was like 7 weeks of preparation for this shit. And then, yeah, it was just a complete letdown. And then she put it on my desk today, and it scared the shit out of me. So I have to burn it now because this thing is terrifying.
Oh, nice investment, says Vitbot. Dude, Tim, that is too much money on a prank that didn't work, bro. That is too much.
His name is Mikey. He's now the stream buddy. Okay?
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's ugly as get him out of here. We don't like that. Look at that guy, man.
This is what happens when somebody says something they shouldn't say. He comes up.
He just comes up. He's a little automated.
Alyssa, you did win. Okay, you won that. I put it in the refrigerator this morning at 4 a.m. and she just was like, oh, it's staring at her in the refrigerator. Damn it, man.
You put the monkey thing in the fridge.
Reginald, I like Mikey. Well, we can name him Reginald. She keeps combing his hair and saying then he's a distinguished gentleman when he combs his hair like that.
Tim, I think you should take a hint. Alyssa, am I right?
Get him a hat? Is that what you want? Get him a
little cap.
hat.
Get him a cap and some headphones.
Anyway, he's gonna be our hurricane correspondent. He'll tell me when shit gets squirrely, and I have to get offline. Other than that, we're gonna have a good time. Let's talk about some game dev stuff.
Let's do it.
Don't add cursive binding. I feel like that's a what is that game, dude? My brain is just fried. Binding of Isaac. I feel like that's a Binding of Isaac reference. Or something else I'm not getting. I don't know. The meme you sent in Discord server, we can't go here. Where's it at? We can't start looking at memes on the stream. We're going to do that with the whole stream.
Hey,
that's not...
Chat, what do you think of a meme review? What do you think of a GDTV meme review? I think that's what the stream should become.
I want to look at the memes, though. I'm not going to lie.
Look at the meme. Oh, man. Hey, how'd you get footage of Tim's stream? Tim's house.
Okay. We'll show this. That's for
funny.
Comedic effect. Hold on. Share screen. Window. All right. You got me. Thank you. Not yet. Although the tornado is pretty accurate today. There's a lot of tornadoes. I'll give you that. What else is here? I don't know who that is.
That's the guy. Tim, you don't know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
From the Olympics. Who? That's the position. He won silver in shooting in the Olympics with no gear, no nothing. He just pulled it
Forget
out.
meme review. This is Bim explains memes to Tim.
Memes to Tim. Guys, there's an age gap. You gotta figure it out.
Oh, this infamous photo.
We love that.
Okay, Bim, how many hours in Kerbal Space Program did it take you to get to the moon?
Just to the moon? I don't know. Well into the thousands. And
the first thing you thought to do was put my face on a flag on the moon after thousands of hours of this game?
I needed a reason.
Like, really? That's how your brain works?
Listen, I needed motivation. I thought, I'm going to the moon. I gotta put... Why am I going? I'll just stay at home. Tim's face. Let's put it on the moon. That's why we're going.
Oh, you need a better hobby, man.
I do. But chat, we've been going. We're shit posting. Let's talk about Tim. Let's talk about game dev.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at memes. All right,
let's talk about game
That's fine. Wait, hold on. What's a tomato?
See.
Okay. All right, we're done.
Tim doesn't get that because Tim doesn't know gender. Okay, Tim doesn't.
I got that it was a game dev joke. Okay, I get that it's a variable. I get I'm cool with the kids. I get the stuff.
You do.
I understand. Yeah, he's cute.
Tim's face on the moon is definitely worth 1,000 hours. Exactly.
I don't know about that. I just I think my first reaction was, really? Really? Okay, I don't get all these. Maybe I am out of touch with the kids, Bim.
Plants, is there anything to inhale around here? The abundant carbon dioxide molecule. See, that's fine because it looks like a carbon dioxide molecule. I need to try KSP. I work in aerospace. I'm an engineer by trade. I wonder how I do. Jude, you'd probably do really well. KSP is a perfect example of a game that I knew nothing about aerospace engineering or orbits or space mechanics, what are they, orbital mechanics before KSP, but it teaches you the fundamentals like nothing else and makes it fun. There should be a KSP for every subject. For cooking, for chemistry, for tidying your bedroom. There should be.
Power Wash Simulator is pretty legit.
Yeah.
I played it to laugh at it, and then 6 hours later, I was like, I could save my game and come back tomorrow. That game is very relaxing.
At
All right.
GameDev.tv, best way to learn Unreal steps. Is that a question or is that a statement, Manib? Are you asking what the best way to learn Unreal is, or are you saying we are the best way to learn?
I agree. We are the best way. I'd like to show you some courses. Real quick, before I do show you courses, I want to remind you guys that this lovely thing is free right now on our site. Halloween spoopy assets, completely free. I can't guarantee it's going to be live after this month, so grab it while it's free. Let's look at some Unreal courses. I haven't taken any of these, full disclosure, so I can't tell you which ones which, but I can tell you that our complete Unreal is one of our best sellers. So
we have a lot of really talented instructors, so Tim can't find it. Complete Godot, complete Godot. He's recommending
Did we change the title? No. Hold on.
Somebody changed something.
Why?
This is Unreal. Why that? We've just discovered a bug.
Okay. I have to file a ticket now. Yeah, that didn't refresh either when okay. We found a site bug, everybody, but that's cool.
We got some
it's this one, I think. Yeah.
We got some real talented instructors, and by the end of it, you should not learn everything. Obviously, you can go forever, but it's real good. If you're looking to learn, it's a great place to go. Unreal is not real. If it is fake, you're right.
It's Unreal. If Gary is in the chat, I know he's reviewed a lot of these courses. So he would know which one are the best, but that's a good question. That is one of our best selling ones though, right there. And then this one, the Action Combat, is one of our newest ones. So
yeah,
both of those are solid choices.
The one on Unity cutscenes is pretty nice and unique, I must say. Loving it. Hey, Vipol, appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Sweet. Guess who did this banner? Guess who photoshopped it? Our boy Bim here.
I did. I got put in charge of doing things, and that was one of the things. But yeah, glad you guys are enjoying it. It was pretty exciting actually when we put it up, because it was like, have we done something like that before? I don't think we had. Cutscenes and also cinematic stuff like that. So it was pretty like,
we've done it in Unreal. Yeah, there's a Unreal cinematics.
Right.
But yeah.
What are your favorite game engine tools to use for game jams? Say 1 week or so. Well, Tim, I think yours is Construct, if you would let me speak for you. Is that right?
The rebel in me wants to disagree with you, but
okay.
The Construct fanboy agrees with you.
Agrees with me. Well, Tim, what's your go-to?
Construct for everything. I make games that shouldn't be made in Construct. 100%.
But for game jams, what do you use when you're back in the day?
Construct.
Well,
I've done game jams I haven't finished any, I guess, in any other engine. I use Construct 2, not Construct 3. Does that count?
I think, Stefan, to answer your question, I would just recommend, and this sounds super generic, but whichever engine you're the most comfortable with, because you can...
I agree with that.
Game jams are just about speed, and even if you don't achieve the graphical fidelity you're looking for, you just want to get something out, right? You want to get something done.
Yeah.
So
speed
don't waste
and limitations.
Time. Yeah. Right. So if you're familiar with a bad engine, that's the best.
It is though, because you're gonna spend way more time learning the stuff you don't know than doing the stuff badly in a bad engine.
Yeah.
Like the number one time suck in game development is like not knowing how to do a thing.
Oh, for real, man. Yeah.
So yeah. You want to use something that generally you're familiar with, and you want to aim for a game that generally you've kind of have some experience with. That's the best outcome.
Jude asks, how is Unreal for 2D now? Well, it's interesting you ask. We actually recently put out a Unreal 2D course.
This guy.
So if you're interested, it's pretty good. I've heard.
Being honest, Unreal is probably not the best for 2D.
No.
Okay.
There are better options.
It's a little bit overkill.
Yes.
Right. It's kind of it's like a backhoe in your yard digging these massive holes, and like you could use a shovel sometimes. You don't really need the whole,
excavator,
full tank tracks, and like you don't need all that. But you can make 2D games in Unreal, and this is a course on how to do so.
Yeah,
I'll link this if you guys are interested.
If you use Construct, I recommend once you become confident with it, move to Godot. I use Construct, and Godot is the most similar engine with the nodes, so it's a smooth transition. Tim, what do you think about that?
I agree with that. Godot, after 5+ years in Construct, Godot spoke to me the most. I use Unity, I use Unreal, I use Godot, I tried GameMaker, and Godot was like, oh, I get this. Like this works with me. I think the engine is a little bit more, it's cleaner and it's more visual, which I think helps my brain a little bit.
Sure.
And I just, I don't know what it was about it, but you know how you have like an emotional connection to things or software sometimes? You're just like, yes, this is the one I like. That's how I felt about Godot. Also, the hardest part about 2D games, especially in Construct, is UI stuff, and Godot made UI stuff super easy. So if you're used to being frustrated with UI, I highly recommend you check out the Godot UI stuff. It's super great.
I am Teach33. I am Asif Nawaz. Welcome in from Pakistan. Very nice.
Welcome on in.
If you got questions, ask away. Ask in chat. We'll try and get to them. Dr. Puzzler says, I would either say what you're most comfortable with or what you want to learn. Interesting. Tim, what do you think about that? Do you think using an engine you want to learn in a game jam is a good idea?
If that's the goal, yeah. If you're like, hey, I really want to buckle down and learn this thing, time pressure and limitations helps you do that. I wouldn't get too tied to the outcome though, because there's going to be a lot of delays. There's going to be a lot of stress learning something under pressure. Some brains work much better in chaos and pressure, and some brains just completely shut down. So you got to know who you are. I personally would prefer that, because the idea of like learning something 1 hour a week is actually pretty hard for me. Whereas I would totally rather dedicate a weekend to it and just like dive into it and like figure everything out. So if that sounds like you, that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
That's actually how I learned Construct as well. I started with a stupid game jam game.
Was it the Goats, Space Ghost? Or was that?
No, that was well into my streaming.
Nice.
I made this game called Indie Jones, which was just a platformer, but it had like no textures, and then like you're basically going and unlocking the textures for the game.
Yeah.
So that was the first one, and then the second one was I made a simulator of Donald Trump in the office before it was before shit was crazy, when it was like still a joke, like back in the day.
Yeah.
Now shit's crazy.
It's weird how.
But those are my first two games, and that was super easy to do. It was just like you answer the phones, you tweet, you like do dumb stuff.
Yeah. Octopath does use 3D objects painted with 2D textures, not truly flat, but I appreciate it. I like Godot for 2D. I'm interested in this node system. I've been really diving into Blender nodes recently, and love them. I love nodes.
Blender nodes?
Blender
nodes? Or Godot nodes?
I've been diving into Blender nodes, but I've been saying I just wasn't using them before, because of inexperience, but I really like nodes. The way that works, that workflow of dragging and different, localizing these different features into different little squares, and then dragging them. It's kind of it's nice. It's nice.
You like building these, or you like the sort of UI of how it works?
Both. I like how flexible they are, and you can do a lot with a little.
Unreal blueprints work pretty similarly too.
Really. Yeah.
This is what I was saying, dude. Like, I think we're coming out of it now. Like, I think visual scripting is a lot more accepted now. But a couple of years ago, people were like, talking shit about visual scripting, like it's not real programming or whatever. But like, listen, some brains work better visually. 100%, dude. Like, some people need to look at their thing and see how it lays out. Definitely. And then they can instantly get it. And some people like to read words and comprehend stuff. And I've always been a visual person. That's why I use a visual editor like Construct. I didn't realize that at the time, to be honest. but I was just like, this one I like and that one I don't. And I had a ton of experience programming, but when I found Construct, I was just like, that works for me. But like, dude, seeing this stuff laid out helps my brain way more than looking at a page of code.
Yeah.
So I would much prefer this, and if it's got the same flexibility of code, like,
look up Godot nodes, because Damien just said Godot nodes are not the same as the nodes you have in mind. Interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that. So everything is a node in Godot. So this is kind of how it works. There's a hierarchy to it, and this took a little bit of understanding, but when you sort of like, it's pretty simple to understand. So literally everything is a node, and then you could put nodes under other nodes, and then you can change the type of the node. So animated sprite 2D is a type of node. Camera 2D is a type of node. Right. And I think the word node throws people off, but really if you just look at like, you can call them components, or you can call them whatever. But it's pretty easy to get your head around once you start messing with it and understanding how it works. I like this system personally. I like the iconography of it. I like the way that it works. I like the trigger system. I like the UI system. And it just makes it sort of simple to do. Godot nodes are the king for prototyping. Yeah, I agree with that. They're very... I haven't done a big project in Godot, because like one of the things I noticed about Construct is that like it's really easy in the beginning, but the longer the project goes on, the more hard it gets because of it's so visual, and you have to sort of navigate all these places to find the visual stuff. And so I haven't done a really large project in Godot to see what that's like, but I would imagine it's probably better than Construct with the way that you can basically save this node as like its own node. So this main node, even though it has all these sub nodes, you can save it out as its own node, and then your main project, you just have one node there. That's like your player, right? But your player has like the collision box and the programming script and the character controller and all that stuff. So it's very like, what's that word? Like fractal almost. Like you can kind of go and nested and sort of hierarchical, and you can kind of go as deep as you want to go. And it, I think it's almost Tetris-like in my head too, because it's like you can kind of put this together, like how it works, and you can make these small little components and then use the small components in a larger project.
So someone's just asking, just to change the topic slightly, I want to work on VFX. Which is better for VFX, Blender or UN5, Unreal Engine 5? Just to answer that quickly, from my knowledge, Tim, I'm not sure if you have any opinions on that, but I would say maybe do some more research. Don't take my opinion as fact, but I don't think Unreal Engine has the sort of modeling power of 3D software, 3D modeling software like Blender and Maya. I think it's more. It is fundamentally a game engine, and so I think if you're looking to build VFX, I mean, Tim's promoting our UE5 VFX course, but I think from my
Blender 4.
Oh, Blender 4. But my personal opinion is to probably use both, but to stick to and please chat, correct me if anyone else has any opinions, but stick to 3D modeling software first, kind of like Blender, Maya, whatever, and then, because Unreal Engine 5, I guess it's kind of like where you would present the stuff you've made in the modeling software. Does that matter?
Yeah. So, and I actually think learning Blender is a good starting path, because if you learn like extrude and like expand, and you learn a little bit about Boolean operations and like how all that stuff works, you're going to be very well set for Unreal's stuff and Unity's stuff as far as like modeling goes, because they're pretty basic. Right. Like, I think Unity, it's been a while. I'm like a year or two out of date with Unity, but I think Pro Builder, I think they integrated that into Unity Engine. So you can do modeling there, and you can definitely build out levels, but I think it's made more for like blocky sort of buildings and level sets and like quick iteration versus like actually modeling a dragon, right? Like you could totally do that, but it's not really made for that. So stairs very well. Yeah, like that's a good example. Like you don't need to go to the artist and ask for stairs. Like stairs is a thing you could totally just do in Engine.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, but speaking of Unreal, we kind of mentioned earlier, I don't know if you guys heard about the Halo move from their own custom slip space engine to Unreal. So it's interesting to see even big
Ah.
companies these days, moving around. You know, because I know a lot of AAA titles use their own engines, but it's
Interesting.
yeah.
I didn't see this.
Oh, okay.
I saw that they were putting Halo under its new company. They were shutting down 343 and putting
Halo Studios.
But I was like, they're like renaming the studio. Cool, like whatever. Like it was a studio dedicated to Halo, and now they're closing it down and creating another studio that's dedicated to Halo. Cool.
Yeah. But no, but they're moving to Unreal 5. Yeah, Nick Marr, not a fan of 343. I agree. I'm an OG Reach player.
They know that. I think that's why they're doing that. I think this is a PR thing, because any real Halo fan, I think, saw a decline when 343 took over. Like Bungie just has magic with storytelling, with gunplay. Well, they got a lot of the gameplay elements correct. As far as like the gunplay and stuff, the game feel was still pretty good in like Halo 4 and all that. But I don't think the story was ever the same, dude.
No, story of the visuals. I was not a fan of Master Chief's armor in Halo 4 and 5 and onwards and stuff like that. But but it's interesting that they, I think it's fascinating that even big studios are like, okay, we're gonna adopt these engines that are out there, these public engines, rather than having our own engines. You know, like you can never imagine Call of Duty doing that. You know, they have their own custom engines,
right?
And, like, you know, it's like you just would imagine they'd keep it all pretty closed, behind closed doors. So it's I don't know, it's probably good for UE5 as well, right? Because when I heard about this, I was suddenly like, oh well, maybe I should check it out Unreal Engine as well, because I hadn't really had the motivation to do so before. But seeing that the new Halo was going to be made with it, you know, it kind of, I don't know, I thought it made sense.
Yeah, you are. And I agree, this is a big deal. This is a really big franchise. I mean, Unreal Engine 5 is kind of known for, or Unreal Engine in general, is kind of known for big AAA titles. So I don't think anybody's like super surprised by this, but I think this is a really big franchise to move here. So
yeah. It's a big deal. Remember the reveal trailer for OG Halo? Master Chief was a robot, you mean? Yeah, it was
dude, that game was an RTS at first. And then Halo 1 was magical, dude. Halo 2 was groundbreaking in so many ways. Halo 3, I unfortunately didn't play on launch, but that multiplayer was amazing. Halo Reach, oh my god, that game made me cry.
Yeah.
Halo 4 was like, what is this Call of Duty ripoff?
Yeah.
Like what?
What's going on?
What is this?
Pretty, oof. And I remember,
I haven't played Infinite yet, dude. I haven't played it.
Played Infinite. You know what?
I haven't played it because of that.
The multiplayer is free if you're interested, but the
it's on Game Pass too. Like I have the whole thing sitting on my hard drive. I installed it, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not going to be a good time. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
So much competition now too, right? Like there's so many good games out. It's just
exactly. Back in the day, these giants dominated, and now they still do financially, I think. But it's, you know, you can just go play something else, and I really like that.
Halo CE was great, dude. I modded the shit out of Halo CE and Halo 2. That was one of my first game dev experiences, just modding Halo.
I am a few in chat a little while ago. I want to make a 2D game, like one line draw a sphere through built-in splines in Unity. I think English is not a first language. That's okay. And then want to get draw shape in the spline path. So we're not the best place to ask us if it's specific.
We're not great with the technical stuff.
No, but if you want, we can find courses and places to learn how to do that. We got a lot of Unity courses.
There's a 2D RPG. Courses,
if you're interested in taking those, if you can afford to, definitely.
This one has 5 different games. You'll learn to make 5 different games. This is like our best-selling Unity course of all time.
Yeah,
I recommend this one. Yeah, this has like 250,000 reviews on Udemy.
That's real good,
which is insane. And I think it's been remastered not too long ago, so it's generally new.
So many good games that streamers can't keep up. But Devious, I like that though. Devious, I like that. Hello, Devious, first of all. But secondly, I've been watching a lot of Queso for those asking about this, wondering why I'm talking about him. And he has like an infinite supply of decent horror games on itch.
Yeah, dude.
Play every
There's
stream.
so many,
and I love it.
I know from somebody in one of my groups that is launching a horror game this month, but
Nice.
there are I think there's 300 games coming out this month, horror games.
Wow.
On Steam, on Steam specifically, not even itch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's getting crowded out there, you know, and you got to make something really great to stand out, and it's a great problem, but it's also like a hard problem to overcome, especially when you're starting, because you got to learn what's good and what works. If
you want to stand out, I think that what I've tried to do recently is look at it more like if you're making a cake and somebody's made a slightly bigger cake and a slightly better cake, you're gonna just feel bad. But cake fans, I've been through that. Right, yeah, right. But cake fans are gonna be happy there's two cakes. You know,
I like cake.
There you go. Chat. Should we get some donos in for Tim's next cake purchase? For that specifically.
I like them cakes.
I don't like the level design of Halo CE and campaign mode. Interesting. I agree. I think its campaign suffers from a lot of replay, like repeated
confusion in some of those Forerunner structures. You're like, man, what the hell am I doing,
dude? What is it? Is it the library that's just an infinite? It's like it repeats itself like 6 times.
But that wasn't the magical thing about it. The magical thing about it was playing with your friends, or like I play with my brother, or like sticking the back of their Halo head with the sticky grenades, or like you know. And there's nothing like it at the time too. So it's like it was repetitive, but like there's also the flood, and the flood was still interesting, and like the shooting was so good, dude. Like the combat was just so good that the repetitive sections were a little annoying. I also think we had more patience back then as a species. You know, we're like, this is confusing, but this is my one game this month.
Well, so exactly. Yeah, there wasn't an overinflated market of a billion things you could play. Thing is, will they buy both Haunted Crow? You know what? Depends on the pricing. But speaking from somebody who looks at 2 cakes and doesn't just buy one and complain about the other, who actually buys both, I will buy both. If they're both $60, then maybe not. Right, but in terms of indie games, I think we're talking about an overinflated market space. We're talking about itch and Steam. If I see 2 low-priced games that are fairly similar, but I like that genre of game, or I like that style of game, they could be nearly identical, and I'd still buy both. Personally,
I agree with that.
You know,
and then I play them both. And I load up during Steam sales. I really do. I like add a bunch of shit to my wish list, and then when something's on sale, I'll load up 5 or 10 of them and just be like, boop.
Yeah. If streamers' library was awful, zombies mode. Thing is, will they buy both? Unlike with cakes, you don't get indigestion from playing too many games. Well, exactly. So it's even better than cake. Cake with DLC. If streamers can't keep up, that's a marketing venue that some games won't hit. The bigger the cake gets, that bigger cake gets the window, but then the smaller cake gets put in the back in some places. Yeah.
Really technical with cakes.
We are. But that's just a risk you gotta take. You know, it's either you know, the alternative is don't make a cake. I think we all want to make cakes.
Since we're killing this cake analogy, I went to Key West a while ago, and they're famous for their key lime pie, right? And so when you're in Key West, you eat the key lime pie. So making it relevant to the person or the location is super important for a product. But the other thing is having something unique or interesting about you, because in Key West, everybody has key lime pie. So then even the Key West people have to get creative with their key lime pie. So I tried a key lime popsicle. I tried a key lime. It was like a hot dog thing. I tried key lime on a stick. There was all kinds of shit, right? And they had these new twists on the same old thing. And so that's where like a video game hook comes in, right? You want to have something interesting about your game that catches attention a little bit more than just key lime pie, because everyone has key lime pie.
Right.
Maybe that's not a cake, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Real question: what would you consider a low-priced game? For me, in the sort of maybe $15 price range.
Low price for me is $5 to $7, I think. Less than $7.
Okay. Well, I mean, I go up to sort of $15. Anything more than that, like 20, 25, 30, maybe I'm only buying one.
The low 5 is a impulse, like 100%. Don't even think about it for me.
Yeah.
15 is like I could wait till that's on sale unless it's like really great. If it's 20 or 30, it's gotta really pull me. And if it's AAA, it just doesn't get bought by me.
Really? Yeah. This will cause more experimentation though in genres. Yeah, well, exactly like Tim, you were saying, the key lime pies. Yeah. 7 or less is a low price range. $15 is mid range. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I think I misunderstood the question slightly. I answered, what would I buy? Like, at what point would I stop buying both cakes? Right? It's about the $15.
Well, yeah, I think it's different for different people. Yeah. Some people are super price sensitive, some people aren't, and so I was just giving my opinion. I think if yours is different, Ben, that's totally cool. Like it's relevant.
But yeah. That doesn't mean if everyone puts their game on Steam for $15, I'm going to buy all your games. But, you can try.
Key lime hot dog effect? Yeah, pretty much. Dude, there was some nasty key lime pies. Bro,
have you heard of
Gucci's
key lime pie?
Gucci's
key lime pies?
No, I haven't
heard that. It's I recommend, guys, look it up in your own time. It's a funny. So it was on one of those iceberg videos I was watching, like the depths of the internet. There was some mystery about some guy who had like a key lime pie business, and he was posting it in like random places, talking about how great his key lime pies were, like on movie review sites and things. Bim's just rich. Hey, you know what? That's not it. It's maybe.
I think it could be.
It's not it. It's not it.
You in a fancy house there, Bim.
Listen, motherfucker. Low price is $2. $3 is high. I ain't paying $3 for a game. Forget it.
It's, you know what's interesting though is anything below $2 or $3, it makes me suspicious.
Yeah,
100%. Like if you're like $2.50, I'm like, what's wrong with your shit?
Do you consider the same thing on itch though? If you're on itch and you see a $1 to $2 game,
no, actually, no, that's pretty normal there. And that's
Steam,
pretty.
Yes.
But on Steam, I'm suspicious. I'm like, what are you doing? What is this? Especially if you like normal prices like $5 and it's like 50% off. I don't know, but cheap games have been doing really well on Steam. Like since Vampire Survivors and Islanders, like that seemed like it lit a fire. And so maybe I don't represent the average
majority. Yeah. But that's real cool. So yeah, if you guys are keen on keeping up with the Halo stuff, I'm certainly intrigued. It's piqued my interest once again. You've mentioned this before. What if it's just a really short game? Yeah, that's. You mean in terms of pricing for short games?
You know, this is another Justin piece of wisdom. Justin's the guy that my friend of mine that is releasing a game this month. He brought to my attention that. Different genres have different time expectations. And as soon as he said that, I was like, yeah, well, that makes sense. But like, horror games, for whatever reason, have a very low time expectation. There's a lot of horror games that have 10, 20 minute, 1 hour, hour and a half playtimes, the whole game. And the games are $10, $20. Whereas like, if a different type of game, like an RPG, you couldn't get away with an hour and a half game. Yeah, there's no world where you could have an RPG that's an hour and a half long. So paying attention to what your genre is doing, I think is pretty important for the expectations. Because look, a big part of marketing is expectation setting, right? You have to set the expectation and then over deliver. That's like the best case scenario.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't realize is that people come in with an expectation of what your game is. And that's based on other stuff they played, all the things they've learned over their life, right? Whatever your game looks like, that's what they sort of expect. So if it's good to sort of twist that and delight that a little bit, but if you're too far from what people expect your thing to be, I think your marketing's bad because like they're going to play it and they'll be like, this is not what I wanted, not what I expected, not why I bought it. And then it's going to be a bad experience versus like, Yeah, giving them what they want.
Devious horror games are like a joke. If the joke goes on too long, Osage is welcome. I was going to say that I completely get. It makes sense for horror games to
This
have
tension and release. Yeah.
Yeah. Having said that, though, there are some examples of horror games that go on a long time and are actually really good. I'm not sure how they do that. Maybe it's
got to have a good loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look, I bitched out of Dead Space after 11 minutes, but that's a game that is good. I've watched people play it, and it's a longer game, and it's got stuff besides the horror, right? It's got mystery, it's got intrigue,
For sure.
and it's got these loops of like, it has these safe rooms, which I thought was really cool. Like, you've got these rooms that are like glass, where you're like safe in there, but you can see the monster outside. And it really does a lot for like, oh, I'm safe, so let me chill out for a second, let me get my med kit.
Yeah.
Sneeze. Sorry.
Bless you.
But then, like, let me go back to the action. So that sort of like up and down loop and that tension and release is really important to that sort of genre, I think.
Right. Just a slight digression for a second. Mihail got a quick question for some advice. I'm talking tomorrow with someone from EA about starting a job there. Any advice on how I should go for it? Offer them microtransactions in the meeting. But other than that, Tim, I got nothing. But Tim, you got any advice there?
One word, just loot boxes.
Loot boxes,
and
that's
like,
it.
You're hired.
Overpriced, copy and paste the same game again and again every year.
I'm just kidding.
We can. Yeah. Congratulations.
Interviews are complicated, and this lovely group of people, meaning Tim and Bim, are probably not the best to walk you through how to do an interview.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't want to keep shilling our courses here, but we have a how to get a job course that might help. Rick's got some really good insight on that stuff because he did that for better part of a decade. He taught people how to get jobs in AAA industry. So
one of these days we'll get him in here.
He was in the AAA industry too, and I think his company sold to EA, so he actually has direct experience with EA in their hiring process.
Really?
So, maybe give that a shot, dude. It's on sale for $12.
But best of luck.
I don't actually know the content that's in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Best of luck. There's Ben, the superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best of luck with everything. Because sorry, we kind of can't supply more, but it's that's really great, man. Best of luck.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could walk you through some stuff. I don't have a ton of experience with interviews. I could give you some experience on how to get people to like get you the interview, right? Getting noticed, but
once you get in there, it's different.
I don't want to give you bad advice on interviews.
What makes Dead by Daylight that replayable? I've never played Dead by Daylight. Tim, you played Dead by Daylight?
I have watched people play Dead by Daylight. That seems to be the story of my life with horror games, dude. I like want to experience them, but I scream like a little girl when things pop up.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, I can't really do it. No.
Horror stay for the gameplay. Yeah, Devious, I agree with that. I see a lot of. I think that's generally the trend. I think, like for example, Resident Evil. What was that? But best of luck, Mihail, for real, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate your appreciate what you're doing, and best of luck. What was I about to say?
We should talk about Dead by Daylight real quick though, because it is an anomaly.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
This game has made so much money. It is redonkulous.
I just wanted to say, actually, I just remembered what I was going to say. Resident Evil 7, one of my favorite horror games of all time. It's really long. It's really long. It's like maybe 4 or 5 hours. There's actually an achievement for completing it in under 4 hours or something, which I have. But by the end of the game, you're so desensitized to the horror of it. But you stay for the, or I did anyway, for the mechanics, for the inventory system, it just felt nice to play the game. And I watched an interview with some ex-Treyarch developers who worked on Black Ops 3. If anyone's played that game and played the zombies of that game, which is widely regarded as one of the best COD zombies we've had to date, if not the best, I think so. But and they were saying that part of their design philosophy when making these really wonderful levels was that if they could just they just wanted to make it, and this is super generic, but it's like they just wanted to make it so that you enjoyed being in the space. You just enjoyed being there, and didn't care so much how they achieved that. They weren't going to go through a specific. They just because to the people who spent, if you enjoyed the vibe, if you liked just existing in the world without an objective or without a goal of some kind, then that was how they would get you to play the game and stay in the game. So I'll link the interview if anyone wants to watch it. But yeah, sorry, Tim, go ahead.
That's all I got. Just this
and the money they made.
Yes. Well, so yeah, I don't know what there is to learn about this, but like, I think we should study it as indie game developers. Like,
study it.
They've done so well that they got like brand deals with like the monsters, the main monsters, like some of the you know, like Halloween guy, the Michael Myers, and like some of these like legit. I don't even know how to find that because they're all like DLCs.
It was real funny meme about Dead by Daylight that it was like, because they recently added Springtrap to it, I think, from Five Nights at Freddy's. I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong. And there was this really funny meme because even I got excited by the notion of Springtrap and Dead by Daylight. And there was this meme that was like, who wants Springtrap and Dead by Daylight? And everybody had their hands up. And then it was like, who wants to play Dead by Daylight as Springtrap? And there was no hands raised. And I was in that crowd, unfortunately.
Yeah, but so someone said, or Devious said, no, hold on, I missed that. Without the licensing deals, the game would not have lasted as long as it has. But they got the licensing deals. I think that's the big thing here.
You could argue the same with Fortnite, to be honest.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, they had enough success to have a brand greenlight them, right? And I mean, Fortnite, I don't think is the best example because they copied something that was already working, right? The Battle Royale. Yeah. They had Epic Games, which is a massive company, and they had some of the best Unreal Engine developers on the planet because they built Unreal Engine. So
right.
I'm not surprised that they had a success like they did. I think I'm surprised at the level of success Fortnite has had because it is an actual like cultural phenomenon, and they built an entire empire on Fortnite money, which is really smart. But you know, like this kind of stuff fascinates me because these are outliers. And I think it's a mistake when people come in and say, oh, I'm going to make a game like Dead by Daylight, and if I only get 10% of the sales they got, then I'm going to be rich. I'll have $5.2 million, right? And I'll be good. Right. But that's not going to happen, dude. This is an anomaly, and this is one of those games that you can't rank on a chart with other games in its genre because it's just so far past them. Right. Like it throws off all of the data on the chart if you try to average this game together. Fortnite is the same thing. So I'm more interested in studying why this is an anomaly and why it's a standout and what decisions led to this doing what it did, because that's fascinating to me. Right?
Right. Well,
and the other thing is like, sorry to interrupt you again, but you're not gonna make the next Dead by Daylight. It's not gonna be a Dead by Daylight. It's gonna be something completely different, right? Yeah. And so understanding the generic reasons behind why something can be an outlier is much more important than studying exactly what they did, because exactly what they did is probably not going to work again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It worked once, and there was a perfect storm of timeline and money and people, and you know. So just understanding like the general things of what makes people love a thing, I think is a much more,
no, you know. Sure. Yeah. Behaviors knew a title, Meet the Maker did not get any traction. Didn't even hear of that. Damn.
I'll link the Steam revenue calculator. There's just something I Googled. There's a bunch of them. But you put in their number of reviews, put in the price, and it's an estimate. So it's not exact. But like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, I just wish Evolve lasted longer than it did. Enjoyed that game. I didn't even hear about Evolve. Tim, you heard of Evolve? People say it's
I wanted to play it, but I didn't have any friends to play it with. It was like a 4-on-1, like Dead by Daylight, but with like giant monsters, I think. And I really wanted to play it. I think I bought it and I downloaded it. What happened? Is it not on Steam? Was it on Xbox? Yeah, it was on Xbox. That's where I got it.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah.
And I did really, really, really want to play this, but I never did. Because there was like, yeah, like these, you're like Space Marine dudes, and you like, there's a one person plays the monster, and the other four are like a squad.
Yeah.
Can you still play this? Is this still up? Are the servers still up for this? I might be down to play this still. This is still something I want to play.
For Evolve? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
What's that Steam?
It isn't available anymore? Of course not.
Hope Metal, we just linked that above. I think. Tim, did we link that?
What? The Steam revenue calculator? Yeah, I linked it.
We did.
Evolve Stage 2. Is this a sequel? Uh-oh. 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 I don't like mixed reviews.
No.
I don't like it.
Don't think so.
But it looks... Has anybody played the sequel? I'd give this a shot.
Let's take it
How
down.
much?
Oh, damn, man.
Wait. Oh, unlisted the game on the Steam store and will not appear in search. What? Why? What happened to it? Now I gotta go down this rabbit hole, figure out what
happened.
Bruh, what is this? I've never seen this on a Steam page before. At the request of the publisher, Evolve Stage 2 is unlisted on the Steam store and will not appear in search.
Wow.
Because I searched it in search, but it only came up in Google.
Damn.
Stage 2 was the free-to-play before fully shut down. Okay.
That's sad. Yeah.
2015, dude. Was it that long ago? Oh my god, I feel old, man. This is 10 years ago.
And Tim's still saying, yeah, I'll try that one day.
I'm pretty sure I own it on Xbox. And it's still sitting in my list.
No way.
Oh my god, dude. That seems like it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Like, definitely like pre-COVID, but like...
Yeah. That's insane, man.
Well, if someone wants to reinvent this game,
go ahead. You can.
Buy our Unreal courses. Get it done.
It was that long ago.
Oh my
on
god.
that depressing note, I think we'll wrap up. But
yeah, knowing that we're old, that's cool.
Lol, we are all old. Yeah, man. Dude,
somebody's not old. Somebody's
very new, actually.
He's actually
a couple of days old.
What did Alyssa name him again? I forget what she said.
Jeanette or something like that. Jeffrey.
I named him Mikey. We'll go with my name. Monster Hunter. Dude, I wanted to play that too. It's on Game Pass, right?
It came out 25 years ago. I keep saying that.
I know that one's old, but I did Monster Hunter Rise. I know that one's pretty old though. What's the newest one? 2018? Monster Hunter World. Oh man. All right. We're going to get out of here. I got to go hurricane prep. It's actually completely still outside, which is terrifying right before a hurricane. It's raining a bunch, but it's like no wind.
We're getting sucked up. It's all gone. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go put on my helmet and get in my kayak and be a Florida man. Get my American flag out. You know.
Tim said before the stream he was going to ward off the hurricane with a shotgun. Let's get off his property. Get out of here. Tim's in the eye. Tim's house. If you look on Google Maps, just Tim's house directly in the eye. It moves with the hurricane.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I'm still alive. I will see you guys next week on Wednesday. If not, Bim will host the whole thing. He'll bring some random buddy along.
It'll be a memorial service for Tim.
Him and Mikey.
Mikey will do it. We'll do it. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging. Good night.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
I do want to play Monster Hunter though.
We're gonna go do that.
I feel like my life is a Monster Hunter with this stupid doll here. Gotta get rid of this thing. I gotta burn this thing, honestly, because she keeps hiding it now. I started it. I get that I started it.
$17 on that. You can gotta just keep hiding.
Look, it's great to put a prank on someone else, but I'm very skittish, dude. I can't even play Dead Space, and this shit might get hidden around my house. I can't deal with that.
No way.
Skulls I could deal with, but little fucking freaky gremlin things.
All right, guys. Dr. Puzzle, Eric, Devious, Thomas, Eric, the writer, Reathamus, Slack. I can't get through you all.